Hi, you're watching NeuroMoves on the Couch. I'm Noah, a physiotherapist from NeuroMoves Adelaide.
And I'm Jess, exercise physiologist from NeuroMoves Canberra.
And today we're going to talk about the cognitive benefits of exercise for those with an acquired brain injury, but we're going to refer to it as an ABI because it's far easier to say. So this is, I think, a really interesting and cool subject and area because it's a lot of fun. It means that we can do lots of different stuff. Because those with an ABI, there is often a big cognitive sort of element to their condition. So this is where we can really look at working things like what we call dual tasking, so essentially multitasking, doing more than one thing at once, which in an exercise setting could look like a lot of things, but it might involve doing something like, a more basic thing that we might do, like squatting or steps or picking something up, but adding in something like counting backwards or times tables. It's an area that we can, like I said, there's a lot of more fun and game and play-like aspect to it. And yeah, a really, really sort of interesting area. What do you sort of think about this area?
Look, I think you made a really good point about that dual tasking, and you can gamify a few different exercises, and it might be something like doing a sit to stand or practicing a squat or a repetitive step activity. The biggest thing with ABI and that management is it's lots and lots of reps. Like we're talking 50, 60,000 reps. So that's a lot of time to be doing a task. I think it's really important to maintain that engagement and motivation. So however we can make that enjoyable for the individual. So like you said, it might be involving some dual tasking or cognitive tasks. I myself like to make things really fun. So it might be using different devices or activities. There's this lovely thing called a blaze pod. It lights up, you can hit it, you can whack it, you can get involved. There's also other options. One of the things I do with my clients sometimes is play hangman while they're doing a repetitive step activity.
Okay. Yeah.
So trying to think outside the box, we get to be creative. So one of the things I love about my job is being able to be creative in this space and getting the client engaged. Sometimes too, we have little competitions, whether it's therapist to client or maybe getting students involved and making it a little bit competitive as well. I think that helps to increase that engagement and volume of activity that can be performed. I think it's really important too that we have given the number of reps that need to be completed to get more outcomes or benefits from these exercises. Really important that we have something that they can take home and do at home and get family involved, or have a task that they can do maybe independently with less supervision. And then when they come into clinic, we can do some of those more higher volume activities, or maybe that need closer supervision. But really important that there's that outside of clinic, outside of therapy, home exercise program and support.
Absolutely. I think it's been a consistent theme through our few other chats and videos, where it's obviously what we do in the clinic is great, and that's one thing, but getting that wider sort of network is super important. And if we can get some of the stuff that we're doing in the clinic also going on outside of the clinic with the home environment, whether that's family or just general support network, then it just makes our life, and obviously most importantly the lives of the clients, that much more likely to succeed and get more gains in their rehab. But yeah, I think that definitely it's all well and good to do, thousands of repetitions and everything, and that's often what is ultimately needed. But I think still we do need to sometimes strip it back to still want to get the ideal sort of movement down or what we're really trying to work on, but then really add on top of that and add more of the game side of it. We certainly use a lot of the blaze pods as well, and get to have some good fun with them as well. But yeah, there's just endless options. I think it is so much more engaging for the client. I think that more game play style is something we often see in more pediatric sort of rehab with working with kids, but it's something that I don't think we need to just remove from the adult population as well. I think that often adults, they'll end up far more enjoying something if they do it more as a game, and they might think it's a bit silly when maybe they've gone somewhere else or seen something else and they just did 3 sets of 10 squats, but I think it's far more engaging for them. It's far more engaging for us as well personally. But yeah, like I said, from the client side of it, they tend to enjoy themselves, I think, a lot more when we can, like I said, make it more of a play type environment essentially. But as we've sort of pointed out, for something like ABI, it is very important to work on that as well.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned in previous episodes around being really goal-based and driven, and you've got to find what motivates that individual to complete a task. And as much as we have fun and that dual tasking and game-based activity, I think really closely working with the individual as to what motivates them, or a topic of interest. And might be something like listing all the countries in the world. I know I've certainly gained some knowledge and learned a few things. I think I've got a good trivia team building at our NeuroMoves clinic. So this is NeuroMoves on the Couch. Thanks for watching. Find us on socials or on our website for more.